Hey, Roger from Practically Outdoors again, and today I wanted to talk personal safety kit. I don't do a talking video where I stress a certain point, but in this case, I want to. I want to stress personal safety for people who like to hike alone. I've done it myself, but you got to go in with the mindset that uh, be prepared. It's kind of like the Boy Scouts. Like I did a lot of years in Scouts as a Scout leader, and that motto never ever rings so true as when you're hiking alone. Be prepared, which means uh, in a certain situation, I'm speaking of particularly is if you come separated from your pack. Everybody thinks, well, I got everything I need in my backpack. I'm prepared. Yeah, that may be the case if all goes well. I mean, odds are against you ever separated from your pack, but things do happen. If you're solo canoeing, you tip your canoe over and your gear is washed downstream or down the lake or something like that. You can't retrieve it. You are separated from your gear. Another instance, you're in camp, everything's quiet, your backpack is right there beside you, and animal, bear, cougar, something comes into your camp, separates you from your gear. You run, the backpack, the bear hauls it off, and you're separated from your gear. So part of that being prepared is what I highly recommend, and it doesn't have to be anything more than this. This is a personal safety kit. It can be slash survival kit slash whatever you want to call it, but it's personal, which means it stays on your person. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your pants pocket, and it's with you. Your gear gets separated, you still got this. And I'll get into this a little bit more in a second, but that's kind of the mindset of being prepared, having a backup. And a backup can be just simply what's on you. I've got my pocket knife, and I also have my fire striker. Try and keep your gear, like you got your belt knife, you keep that on you. You got a pocket knife, that's always on you. Things like that, your ID, your wallet, so those things, those are the kind of things that you keep on your person, like whether it's your utility knife or your multi-tool, hats, scarves, bandanas, things like that. So they're usually items you keep on you. Your cell phone's in your pocket, always great. A lot of people prepare in that way, but they don't make that same connection when they go out in the bush. They're wearing a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, and everything else is in their backpack. And so I'm trying to stress that having a personal survival kit or a personal safety kit be something that you consider keeping on your person all the time. So let's get into this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The personal survival kit or personal safety kit is simply a container, whether it's something like this. This is a military version. This is Federal Safe Air Corps. So you can see that. It says Federal Safe Air Corps, Montreal, Ottawa. Fishing kit. So this is a simple fishing kit. Just got a couple lures and some line. And this is basically the same idea in a civilian version, where I've used a mint tin. You can use Altoid tins. This is a Barclays mint tin, and it does the same job. And some of the functions of it, simple. If you got a scratch or a cut, it's nice to have a little steri wipe and a couple of band-aids. This doesn't have to be an elaborate kit. It's something that you want to sustain you until you can get back out of the bush. Having a lighter. One of the key items in here is just simply being able to start a fire, keep warm. Like if you did tip that canoe over, yeah, it may take a little while to dry this out, but you could probably get it going and use it to make a fire. Little fishing kit, which is part of what that is. This is a simple amount of fishing line and some basic hooks. If you're got to spend the night out in the bush, hopefully you still got that knife on your belt, and can help you prepare a shelter. This is about 3 or 4 feet of duct tape, and you can narrow this down and use it as a type of cordage or something like that. Sticky, it'll wrap around, might fix a hole in your boat, or who knows what you could do with it. Multiple uses for something like that. This is a little bit of dry tinder, some snare wire, and a needle, just a sewing needle. If you do have a nasty cut, having this in your kit can help you sew up your cut, or like I said, and it'll go together with the Steri wipe and the Band-Aid and things like that. So, a quick little wipe, sterilize your needle, sew up your cut. And then the tin itself, like you can use this in the cloth, and you can make char cloth. You can, you could collect some berries and things like that with this little tin. The fact that it's highly shiny inside, it could be your signal tin or your signal mirror. So it's got a lot of uses. It's nice to have. And like I said, this is always on your person. It can take a situation that may seem unbearable to something that you can get through. Just enough in here maybe to reassure you that I can do this. I can get out of here. So I strongly recommend you guys look at getting yourself a personal safety kit. Like I said, it can be as elaborate, large or small as you want. It's, I said, when it comes down to actual personal kits, this is kind of what I recommend. It's all held together with a Ranger band, and a Ranger band is something as simple as this is a piece of inner tube that I've sliced, and both of these. So they call them Ranger bands. They're just a heavy-duty rubber band, and I've made them out of inner tube, and that is my personal safety kit.